And joining us now to discuss Bitcoin and more is Elite Mining CEO Justin Podhola. Hi there, Justin. Thanks for coming on. So is Elite Mining accumulating any Bitcoin?
Yes, we certainly have started to tick up on the hoarding of Bitcoin. I don't I don't really call it hoarding. I like to call it hodling, but ultimately it is definitely the case. We're onboarding a extreme amount of clients that want to do the same thing. So we're partnering with multiple smaller and JV mining companies that are actually specifically their strategy is to hold as literally as much as they can. They realize that Bitcoin only has 21 million and there's only 2 million plus left. So it's becoming more and more evident to us that hoarding, as you say, is a good move.
Accumulating and hodling, if you will. So what are you doing with that Bitcoin? Are you just holding it, or are you using it as collateral to secure other funds?
Yeah, great question. It's definitely collateralization. People want to mine, receive more Bitcoin, keep it on their balance sheet. They want to leverage that to buy more miners, keep it on their balance sheet, and then put more miners on their balance sheet, and then just it cycles over and over again. So more assets of mining gear, more Bitcoin. It really creates a bubble if you're able to do it effectively, to where you can leverage even more, and then thus starts the exponential growth if you're in the right position to do so.
And would you say this is the trend among the whole mining industry right now?
The large majority of it. The smaller miners usually typically have to sell. So if you're in a position where you have a lot of capital, then you're able to be a mainstay and basically accumulating. So all the larger miners, I can name off a bunch of them, but just all the larger miners are typically trying to hold as much as they possibly can, because they realize that the bull is going to probably and likely stay. At the very least, there is a very, very large argument in case to be made that the market is going to continue to trend upwards long term, by all means. So they all realize this, and they want to have as much as they can.
And in what situation would they unravel their holdings and start putting it back on exchanges and selling?
Great question. So in my opinion, in the research that we do here, it's really all about leverage. The market is leveraged pretty heavily right now, more so than it's ever been. So in my opinion, the previous guest just mentioned this, which is spot on. Ultimately, if we're over leveraged and the price drops, then all of a sudden a cascade of liquidation can happen. And for miners, that's actually a bullish case for us to pick up even more Bitcoin via mining, because typically the difficulty follows that price drop. So then you're able to actually gain more net Bitcoin and even hoard even more. So for miners, it's twofold,
In terms of the security, the hash rate's been also going up as well. So that's been pretty impressive, considering, China had their mining crackdown, and that's moved over to the US, Russia, Kazakhstan, among many others. So an update on the hash rate.
Yeah, hash rate is going to not only continue to increase, to go up significantly so, but the U.S. has become a superpower for Bitcoin now because of the exodus. So this what I would say relocation of decentralization is actually healthy for the system in general. It shows Bitcoin's anti-fragility, and at this point, there is so many miners being bought up in the supply chain that there's actually constraints happening on just logistics that are super stressful for the global trading platform. So there's an incredible amount of hash rate that's coming on board. So usually, as a metric we like to use at Elite Mining, is the difficulty will continue to go up, and as it does, typically the price will keep pushing up. So that's why we're still bullish in current times.
So outlook for the end of the year for Bitcoin, as well as in end of 2022?
Oh, goodness. That's a tough one. My crystal ball says 85,000 by end of year. And in 2022, that one is really difficult. I'm going to say there's going to be some kind of drop. But it's times of change. It's not 2017 anymore. The 2022 year is going to be the year of larger corporations all barreling into it very slowly and meticulously. So I think that it's going to be a low floor of somewhere in the range around 30 to 40, and then it's going to just continuously go up long term.